Is this better? I moved it closer. Is this better? You can hear me? How good is it? Is it enough to go? It's enough to go. You know what it was? Okay. Yeah, it's good. I'm sorry to put you all through this, guys. I'm just testing out new, uh, you know, we got some new software going. Okay, thank you. You know what happened was the computer was up against I have it up on top of a pile of stuff, and it was up against a pile of stuff. So anyway, today's word is car problems. I'm going to be looking at myself the whole time on this thing. I'm using a webcam. It's self-facing. Today's music is, oh boy, it's something German. It's Boren and der Clubber Gore Sunset Mission. It's a jazz noir album. And I was really in the mood for some jazz noir today. You know, on Sunday we listen to something a little sadder. But feel free to riff along. So what do I think of when I think of a car? Let's go with the basics. We know what we usually do. Let's go with a car in general. And then let's think about transportation. Oh. You think Decker was a replicant? He's got to be, right? He had dreamed about the aluminum foil. All right. This was all free. This is a program called OBS. So please comment, like, share. I'm going to read out your comments once in a while. We're going to be shaking the pen, chugging the jug, doing everything you love. I got uppers and downers, inners and outers. Car problems, car, transportation, the road. You know what? I'm going to put the road down here. Because road has a lot of meanings, not just literal. Car problems, road. What's popping up immediately? Right off the bat, talk about shout-outs. Vin Forte has a podcast called Anytime with Vin Forte. He told me he has an episode with Brett Davis in the works, a very close friend of mine. And Stephen Ignatius has a cringeworthy podcast. I was on an episode. Check it out. Car, transportation, road, car problems. That reminds me a lot about, we're going to go with the mechanics of it. Now, normally we write mechanics to mean how something works, but I guess mechanics has a couple of meanings. And what else we got with car problems? Let's keep it simple. Let's go with 4. Sometimes we write down 5 or 6. But hey, forget about it. Done with this pink pen for now. Car, drive, model, transportation, bus, flight. Flights are very funny. And that's sort of a hack thing. The road, lonely, reflection. I like that. Oh. Boy, this music is taking me away. This is exactly what I needed. Just letting you know, Stephen, what? Okay. All right. Transportation, bus, flight. Somebody mentioned Uber. Cool. They say this is the freelance economy. And I do hear a lot of stuff about freelance. I should have a good freelance riff. Freelance. Freelance isn't free. Free and then freedom. You know what? We're going to put down freelance. It has nothing to do with car problems, but I'm feeling it right now. Go with it. Freelance. Free. Freedom. What else? Freedom. Unemployed. Which of course is sad. And is the opposite of working. You get hired. What else with freelance? Job to job. Check to check. I got a freelance gig as a blank. Turns out blank. We're living in the gig economy. What a bunch of BS terms. I wish I could get a gig in this economy. We're not living in the gig economy. I'm living in the give me a gig. I'm living in the wish I could get a gig economy. Gig economy. Gig economy. I live in the gag economy, folks. Gig economy. I live in the gag economy. I live in the good economy. Gig economy. Gig sounds like gag. I live in the gag economy. People say, I live in the wish I could get a gig economy. Boy, I look gigantic. Oh my goodness. So I hope you like the new setup. It took a lot of work, and I'll be changing it up every week, and we'll see what we got. You saw that nice little sweet fade there. I am delayed about 10 seconds longer than I normally was, so I'm not going to be as hip to the stuff, but obviously I'm going to keep reading out the comments, and I love this crowd. Bus, flight, ticket, money. Airfare. Oh my goodness. How about stranded, right? That could be spooky. Diner's kind of a hack thing, but that's fine. I'm telling you, I was on the road. There's a lot of folks out there. I'm a comedian. I live in the gag economy. My comedy, emphasis on the gag. I could do a dirty joke with gag, but I don't know. Nickelodeon gag. Oh, man. Gig economy. I'm a comedian. I work in the gag economy. That needs work, but I think we can do it. I'm a comedian. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday night. I really hope you are. It's going to be storming tomorrow. 95 degrees and storming. Storm. Normally I try to do 6 open mics on a Sunday, but when it's that bad out, it's really. I guess I just don't want it bad enough. Good day to read some comic books. Buying an expensive car, midlife crisis. Oh, you bet the return of chicken tortilla soup. No health care, no benefits. There we go. Freelance. Steven, that's brilliant. We didn't think about anything with mechanics. Okay. So you drive. There's a wheel. Right, asleep. Makes me think of drunk. You drive, there's a wheel, gas, pedal. You put the pedal to the metal. What else is there? You steer, you turn, blink, seatbelt. Seatbelts on, buckle up, don't be a dummy. Blink, blinker, wiper, yeah, wiper, no wiping. I can't believe that Kane guy speaks Spanish. Cars break down. I can't even break up with a car. Even my car is breaking down, folks. I'm a sad comedian. Even my car is breaking down. Midlife crisis, right? Same as it ever was. Oh, yeah. Transportation, bus, flight, rail, subway. I love doing jokes about those subway dancers. You can tell they're bad when they don't yell out Showtime. They yell out HBO. Am I right, people? Subway, turnstile. We're going to be on Subway all day, so we better just think of a couple quick ones. My Metro card is blank. Woo! Love that saxophone. I work in the buy one, get one freelance economy. Alan Yasbin, hilarious guy. This setup is very similar to the Weatherman shot. Yeah. Mr. Jokes, not Mr. G. Mr. G, by the way, notorious for groping women, but allegedly, excuse me. But anyway, sorry to shatter any preconceived notions you had about him being nice. I'm freelance. I work in the gig economy, but I'm a comedian. I work in the gag economy. Freelance, more like expensive lance. Who's this Lance guy everybody's trying to free? I'm a freelance comedian. I'm always living in the gig economy. I wish I could live in the gig economy. Uber? Who took Uber here? Uber. Uber. Ooh. I like the ooh sound. Ooh sound. Model, huh? Like a supermodel? Hubba hubba. You know, one thing that I got this is inspired by The Serious Guide to Joke Writing by Sally Halloway. And one thing that she thinks you should do is cover up the middle and then proceed. But I disagree with that. But hey, you know, she wrote the book. What do I know? Road, repeat. The same. It's lonely out there on the road. Oh. Woo! You know the Germans make good stuff. I put the pedal to the metal. My Metro card, I have an unlimited Metro card. My career is not going well. I have a limited Metro card, folks. Uber to Oprah. I like that. Lance Bass. Steven. Oh, Matt Nadesta and Lucas Gardner in the house. Two hilarious guys. Lucas has got a book, Quietly from Afar. You can get it on Amazon. Matt Nadesta writes for Some E-Cards. Both very funny guys. So what else have we got? Dancers, drive, wheel, asleep, drunk. I don't have any health care. I'm in the Comedians Union, the Is Anyone Here Local, folks. I'll write that down. I've had that thought in my head before, but I never quite wrote it down that effectively, said it that effectively. I'm in the Comedians Union, known as Is Anyone Here Local? That might not be how you correctly say union. I'm in the Comedians Union, the Is Anyone Here Local? But hey, the less you know, the better. That's why I write jokes about sex. We need a good opposite joke. Freelance, more like expensive Lance. Please click like and share and whatever. This technology ain't cheap. It's free. I got it for free. Okay, expensive. I'm having a midlife crisis. Midlife crisis. Cry. My agent's having a midlife crisis. He owns 10% of my... He took 10% of... Agents take 10%. I gotta bring back that Diet Pepsi joke. Write that in the bring back. I have a joke I really like where it's, my agent makes 10% of everything I make, so at the end of the month I gotta give him a Diet Pepsi. My agent makes 10% of everything I make. At the end of the month I have to mail him a Diet Pepsi. Maybe it's funnier if I mail him. Let's write it down. I've noticed that since we started doing this show, my handwriting has been really good with liquid chalk on giant chalkboard. My agent makes 10% of what I make. At the end of the month, I mail him a Diet Pepsi. Diet sodas are funnier than regular sodas. Pepsi is funnier than Coke. It's joke science. Oh, it's 3 lines. You know what? That joke used to be amaterial. All right, did we do anything about cars? Nope. Hey, that's the way it is. Let's do something. Let's focus on cars. I'm going to focus on cool cars. Cars are cool. Right? They make you hip and muscles, right? Vin Diesel. My name is Muscles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I like to flex my muscles. Let's see what we got. I can't afford a car. He only books 21-year-olds. I fell into a Sega Saturn. Now I'm having a dino crisis. Oh, Vin. Drop me a line. John Zaluga. John Zaluga in the house. He does a fun podcast I was on. Super Live Adventure. They had a good friend of mine on recently, Joe Parra. Very funny guy. I can't afford a car. I can't even afford public transportation. My Metro card is... I'm having car problems. The engine. Right, there's smoke. Reflection, stranded, diner, street, diner. What is this, Twin Peaks with the music? Kaylee Modica joined. Friend of mine from a couple of years ago. Good lady. What else have we got? Oh, man. What do we got? Repeat. I do the same thing on the road. I'm out every day. The road. The unwritten book of the road. My cousin loves that line from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, George Carlin. I'm having a mid-act crisis, folks. I get that 2:30 feeling. That was another joke, back when people knew what the 2:30 feeling was. I thought the 2:30 feeling was about halfway through my act. I thought the midlife crisis was when you saw... my audiences have a mid-act crisis. Woo! People already think I'm like 40. Oh boy, with this camera you can really see the sweat stains. How many people are just looking at that cool graphic on the side and not at me? Chug the jug. I mail him a Diet Pepsi. I own a getaway car, folks. When you're a comedian, you don't own a car, you own a getaway car. I have to buy a getaway car. Bill Hicks used to have to do that. Bill Hicks would perform at bars that were so bad they would have chicken wire on the walls like in Roadhouse. And supposedly, halfway through a joke, or just in the middle of his act, his friend or his agent would be waving the check or waving the cash, and halfway through his act he'd be like, is it just me or is George Bush? And he would stop and just walk away because it was like, what's the point of performing there anymore? And in some cases he would have to run through because people were so mad at him and jump into a getaway car. Boy, comedy is fun. Let's see. Stranded. I was stranded in the middle of this stage, folks. Maybe I'm thinking too narrowly. What about having a date on some of these? My idea of a date is the ferry. You know, they say the ferry is very romantic. The smell. I'm homeless. I bought a second-hand car to go with my second-hand act. Matt and Adesta, loving it. I like a good repetition joke. I think I kind of like one of those. I bought a used car to go with my used material, folks, okay? Used car. I get my act like I get my car used. The women I date are used. That's no good. Dave Fitzgerald. My mechanic didn't believe my car was dying whenever I went on the road. He told me he saw my act before. I'm dying up here. Love it, Dave. My mechanic told me you better shop around. Mechanic, right? He's a wrench, grease monkey. We don't like being called that. Oh no, we don't like being called that. Hey, look, it's Kramer. I'm unemployed. I'm freelance. I'm in the freelancers union with the bees. You know that dumbass bee thing you see everywhere? That's me. I'm in the freelancers union. Anybody in that union? Like if you're in that union. Whew. You don't really have to drive in New York City. I'm asleep at the act. I'm asleep at the mic, folks. My audiences are asleep at the wheel. Had a date with a hot girl, but my mom wouldn't drive me. You know what? I'm not wearing shoes right now, but that reminded me because an audience member shouted that I look like I live with my mother, and I just said, like, your mother, and the crowd was so drunk that they went insane. But they also said I was wearing pedophile shoes because I was wearing New Balances, and that sort of stuck with me, pedophile shoes. And we ended up riffing where I'd be like, I'm wearing serial killer jeans, a tax evasion shirt. Boy, more crowds should drink. Maybe they shouldn't. I got hired as a freelance. I'm unemployed, but I'm freelance. I'm not unemployed. I'm freelance. I'm fun employed. I'm fun. Hey, they call it being fun employed. And does anybody have tickets to the fun? You know me, they say I'm fun employed, and it's really cool when you get to use fun stamps, folks. Am I right? Instead of food stamps, play around with that idea. I'm not freelance, I'm fun employed. Now, it's cool though because I get to use fun stamps. Am I right, people? Where is that clock? I'm fun employed. I get to use fun stamps. Another joke that had nothing to do with driving. But hey, whatever. It's whatever. It could be whatever. I get to use fun stamps. Does that joke exploit the people that I am talking about? Only one way to find out. My agent owns an expensive car. I like how after we write a joke, like sometimes the attendance will dip. It's like, oh boy, I'm out of here on that one. Woo! Love the piano. Freelance isn't free, am I right, folks? Freedom. I'm freedom freelance. I have comedy is a full-time job. See, I'm sort of attacking the cliche part of it now. One of the rules is cliche. Road. It's lonely out there on the road. I take the rail. Trying making some connections here. Oh, if I sit down, can you see me? Oh, this might be a thing. This might be a problemo. Oh, I died. No. Oh, maybe I should just stick my arm out. Oh, that sucks. I'm not here. Well, you know what? I didn't earn the sit down anyway. I'm fun employed. I get to use fun stamps. I actually kind of like that one. Airfare at the ferry. I'm a driven comedian, but my mom never stays for the show. I like the phrase driven, Dave. That's cool. That joke's more than a little funny. That's right, I'm a driven comedian, but my mom only stays for half. I'm a driven comedian by my mom. Driven by my mom, folks. I was living with my mom the other day. That used to be a material for when I first started out. I like to think I'm living with her, or she's living with me. That's a good one, Dave. I'm a hack. I put the hack in shack. I'm having a hat attack. I'm having car troubles. I drive down a lonely road as a comedian. To the stage. You get lonely on stage, especially after my gigs when everybody has laughed. Tired. I'm stranded. Whew. There you go, Matt. Matt Nadesta. I'm on the road all the time. Never comes on time and reeks of urine. There we go. Vin, loving it. I'm on the road all the time. I don't mind living out of a suitcase because it's bigger than my apartment. Matt knows. That's New York City for you, baby. I live out my suitcase. I have to bathe in a sink. Hotel. Inn. What is it? It says no vacancy, right? More like no AC, huh, in this heat? No can. I put the no can and no vacancy, but that's a tweet. I have a limited Metro card. Tynan DeLong joined. Good friend of mine. Hilarious guy. He's got some funny videos on YouTube. Reek of the Week, him and Nick Nanny. Very funny fella. Rail ferry. Every day. I'm having a midlife crisis. My car breaks down mentally, folks. I don't have a mid-size sedan. I have a midlife crisis-size sedan. It breaks down mentally. My car breaks down mentally, folks. You can tell you're a tortured soul when your car breaks down mentally. My car has a mental. My Uber driver had a my car had a mental breakdown. It's tough out there being a road comedian. My car had a mental breakdown. Come on, people! Finally, a joke relating to car problems. Man, if my roommate heard how much I screamed, if we moved this to the basement. By the way, watch the documentary I Am Road Comic if you think I'm a hack. Like there's an ad for my t-shirt up on the side. There's comedians who do entire bits about their t-shirts where they're like, you can use it as a ventriloquist puppet, and you can put it on your shoes, and it'll be shoes instead of shirts. And it's like, you know, at least I just say at the end, I'm selling shirts in the bag. It's tough being a road comic. My car had a mental breakdown. It's tough for me to do material about how depressed I am because number one, I'm not. I'm a genuinely happy person. Number two, I already do material about how unlucky I am, but I kind of keep this smile on my face. And so if I do stuff that's like too sad, the audience is like, oh, and it's like, what do you mean, come on. My car had a mental breakdown. I gotta re-put this part. Usually I put 3 exclamation points at the punchline. That was not the punchline. Like if you would buy a Chug the Jug shirt. A lot of people tell me that I should make like incredibly esoteric shirts. I would make a shirt of you saying, hey, do you know what time it is? It's joke time. I have a prescription Metro card. I don't even know what that means. I have a prescription Metro card. All right, it's going on board. It's tough being a road comic. I have a prescription Metro card. We're going to put down it's tough being a comic in the city. Tough being a comic in the city. I have a prescription Metro card. Oh boy. This music is Angelo Goodalamente for all you Twin Peaks fans. I have a prescription Metro card. I feel like there's something My truck nuts haven't. You can't even get a prescription Metro card. Steven with the riff on the side. I don't know if you saw it on the thing, and it says you have the coupon code. I love this stream for $2 off. Let's see. I'm having a midlife crisis. Man, I can't wait for that chicken tortilla soup. This album is an hour and 13 minutes. This is a good album. I'm happy I found it. All right. I'm dating a subway dancer. I have never seen a female. Okay, yeah, I have. You almost never see the female subway dancers doing the showtime. That could be a great observational story. My car, I have the thing, I did a corporate gig for AAA. I couldn't make it, my car broke down, which I think is a funny joke, but audiences agree. It's terrible. Audiences agree. Siskel and Ebert gave that joke 2 dead critics. We're going to write that down. What a great tribute to the dead Siskel and Ebert. Alan Yasmin. I like to hang more than one air freshener in my car so it smells like I have a diverse group of loving friends. Oh boy, it sounds like Alan's got problems. But I like car air freshener. Right? The little trees. It smells bad in the city. I have to put an entire tree in my car. Smells bad in Staten Island. We can turn that to Staten Island or New Jersey. You got to make fun of New Jersey. Or Staten Island. It smells bad in Staten Island. I have to put an entire tree in my car, folks. Oh, this album is so good. It smells so bad in Staten Island. Smells so bad in Staten Island. I had to put an entire tree in my car. I had to put a literal tree in my car. I finally performed in front of the first Staten Island crowd that was insulted at the Staten Island welcome show, which is, this is A material, which is, last time I performed a gig in Staten Island, the host asked the crowd to give me a Staten Island welcome. They all started drifting aimlessly through their lives. That's a good joke. I get a little bit of it in my back. Gotta get this monkey off my back, baby. Okay. On his dink. I like that. Ben Forte calling genitals a dink. It's the smell. But homeless is not nice, but a lot of homeless people smell. I'm not going to make fun of them. I don't like to punch down with my material. I'm sure a lot of you know what that means. I don't know, I'm not funny enough, I guess. I'm fun employed. I get to use fun stamps. I like the bass. This album is a good showcase. I'm going to look up more about this band. I was asleep at the mic. Mic. Any word can have two syllables. I have friends with no benefits. Hey, trust me, when you're friends with comedians, you got friends with no benefits. Am I right, people? We'll write it down, but we'll never use it. I mean, that's practically public domain, which usually doesn't stop me. Whoa! All right, I almost shook the pen so hard I dropped it. My goodness. When you're friends with comedians, you have friends with no benefits. Boy, if that's not open mic applause break. And I'll give it a little, oh, get ready. Oh, best piece of writing advice I ever got. If you got two ideas and they're the same, you don't know what to do, write them both down. When you're friends with comedians, you have friends with no benefits. You two guys are friends. It's as if it's two unemployed people who know each other. That was a weird G. That G looks like it's alive. Okay, I like that one, Vin. Shake the pen, don't tip the pen over. Steve Ignatius. Vin 40 says, my car's been a lot cleaner ever since someone told me not to shit where I eat. I hear you, man. Harris Whittles, the late Harris Whittles, had a very funny joke where he'd say, yeah, man, I hate it when you take a shit and the water splashes you on your balls. You gotta stop shitting in the ocean. Oh. would be good. A good, like, I hate it when blank. I gotta stop blank. This one has potential. My car had a mental breakdown. These are all not horrible. This is a good idea, Woody. Thank you. Every day the same thing. Every day the same thing. When I'm a comedian and I look in the mirror, I see blank. Ooh, tiny bit of backwash there. Sorry. Oh, I'm slobbering. Yuck. Yeah, Harris Whittles. Very funny guy. This is a really funny Harris Whittles joke. He goes, I was talking to a guy. I told him I was an infomaniac. He thought I said nymphomaniac, so he fucked me. I said, no, no, no. I'm an infomaniac, not a nymphomaniac. He said, here's some info. You just got fucked. Clean yourself. What a great joke. Some info. You just got fucked. Oh, basically, America, you got fucked. Niggas do the job and stuff. Oh, man. No health care. I wish there was a way I could poke my disgusting head in. All right, let's start making some connections. Freelance, more like expensive ones. I've already said that twice. Charles Chiwalko in the house. Citybug 7. All right, what do we got here? He's getting a little... Stop being a road comic. My car had a mental breakdown. My car had a mental breakdown. I'm doing a little oh-oh there. You can tell a road gig / tour. That joke might have the most potential. Uh-oh. Affordable Car Act. I think there should be universal auto care. I used to do a joke. I shouldn't hire my writers from healthcare.gov back when that made sense. God, that's a hacky joke. Cars are expensive. Got some stains on my shirt. That's oh, love it. Get some stains on your shirt, man. That means you're writing hard. Cash for clunkers. I used to do a joke. I'd say, I had to trade in my good jokes to cash for comedy gold. That used to be A material when I was first starting out. It was only 4 years ago. I don't know. Ay, 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 Chihuahua. It's tough out there on the road. Alan Yasmin said, a used car salesman sold me a lemon and also a used car. A pretty good, but this is a pretty good used car. Starting to hit a wall, I have a feeling. Yeah, it's 55-minute mark, but I'm very proud of us. I feel like we have a couple more left. It's tough being a road comic. My car had a mental breakdown. When you're on the road, it's lonely out there on the road. It's just me, the audience. I stayed at this seedy motel. All right, let's get this going. Come on. Tough. I'm broke. My unemployment office has a drive-through. Club, huh? And the comedy club. I like that. Is the club even still around? The club. I have to put the club on my joke notebook. The comedy club. It's ironic that they call it a comedy club when so much of my act gets stolen. I like where your head's at. Public transportation's too much money. There we go. Oh my God, Charles Chiwalko in the clutch. My car is so old it applies for AAA RP. For AAA RP. Charles. Can I use it? Charles helped me out a lot, coming up with some ice cream jokes. My car is so old it has to use AAA RP. Really, it's a member of AAA RP. My car is so old, it's a member of AAA RP. Do they call it AAA? I might have to rescind that, Charles, but I'll let you know the offer is, thank you, AAARP. That's a really good tweet. Ah, what an insult it is to say that. My agent told me my act would be a good tweet, everyone. I like that joke, but I don't think it reads. My agent just told me my act would be a very good tweet. My jokes are Twitter friendly, with an attitude. I have a dollar thing here, that's what I'm playing with. You attach it to a dollar and it goes, whoop, but the dollar's not quite there yet. Put it on like this and then drop it off. Love this sax. Triple ARP. Am I right, old cars? Who's got an old car? As a comic, I'm driven, but enough about my mother. You want to talk about friends without benefits? Two unemployed friends, huh? You want to talk about friends with no benefits? You can tell a road gig's not going well when your car has a mental breakdown. So stupid! Why am I alive? Let's see. Metro cards are Subway tokens with an ad. They still use tokens? Token of my appreciation. I'm the token Subway guy. I'm the token Subway guy. A token. I think we're going to do one more. I'm not going to lie. All right, one more, baby. Rodney Dangerfield has a joke where he says, I tried to get up on his shirt. I tried to get up, put my shirt on, the button fell off. Grabbed my suitcase, the handle fell off. I'm afraid to go to the bathroom. I'm trying to think of something. I went to the car broke down. I tried to take the bus broke down. I tried to do my act, I had a car and a mental breakdown. Let's not go to the well too much. What do we got? Expensive, midlife crisis, free, freedom. I've got car problems. My car is so old, it goes to AAA RP. Perry's in the house. He's a good man. Still holding steady. Decent amount of viewers. I really appreciate it. My car is so old it applies for AAA RP. My car's so old I got it with AAA RP. I've been watching the way comedians do their hands, and it's so funny. Some of them go like this, like so many times, like they're some kind of like pizza robot. The last car I got was so old. My car is so old. That's right. My car has a breakdown. Even my car had a mental breakdown. My car had a mental breakdown. We got one more in us. We got the music in me. My car, you can tell a road tour is not going well when the hotels I got a good laugh. I was in Denver, not to brag, for a comedy festival, and I went to get my hotel room key, and I said, she goes, how many room keys would you like? And I said, well, what do you mean? She goes, well, it depends on how many people are staying there tonight. And I go, ha ha, one. And that got a nice laugh out of her. Oh. It reminds me of a Jonathan Katz joke where Jonathan Katz says, you know, at my age, it's hard to interpret signals from women. I was on a skiing trip in Aspen, and the woman told me, she said, woman told me that she felt lonely and she didn't want company, and she didn't know how to get back to her cabin. I said, if you didn't know, you should have made travel arrangements at the time. Cars for Kids. Cars for Kids is a fairly popular topic. I'm on Cars Against Kids, people. My car was so bad, I had to donate it to Cars Against Kids. My car is so old / bad, I had to donate it to Cars Against Kids. Oh no. Okay. Wouldn't it be great if I knocked it and all the graphics fell off? That's right, I said graphics, okay? It took a lot of work. LOL at Cars Against Kids. All right, Alan. My car is so old / bad, I had to donate it to Cars Against Kids. That's what we call an opposite joke. And wouldn't you know it? Now, what is it called? I donated to 1877 Cars Against Kids. Is it just called Cars for Kids? Uh-oh. I had to donate it. I don't know whether old or bad works better there. I kind of like bad. I had to donate it to Cars Against Kids. That joke is stupid. Somebody book me. All right. Oh, God, look at us. And I think the album just wrapped up. Isn't that wonderful? And if it didn't, I'd press pause, so it wrapped up for me. All right, so let me find the cap. All right. Oh, let me find the cap to this. I mean, oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. No. Okie dokie, Smokey. Now, this is going to be a little tricky because the computer is facing me, so we're going to have to... All right, here we go. Gig economy. I'm a comedian. I live in the gag economy. I'm in the comedians union. Is anyone here local? You'll have to excuse me for the space. Whatever. My agent makes 10% of what I make. At the end of the month, I mail him a Diet Pepsi. I'm fun employed. I get to use fun stamps. It's tough being a road comic. My car had a mental breakdown. It's tough. Oh, God. It's tough being a comedian in the city. I have a prescription Metro card. Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 dead critics. What a nice joke. It smells so bad in Staten Island, I had to put a whole tree in my car. When you're friends with comedians, you're friends without benefits, people. I'm sure someone's done that. And this is how I'll probably use it. I'll probably see some unemployed friends and say, you guys are unemployed, talk about friends without benefits. You can tell a road gig's not going well when your car has a mental breakdown. And my car is so old, I had to donate it to Cars Against Kids, people, okay? Well, you know what? I'm being very careful because I'm afraid my computer will overheat. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you like the new graphics and the new layout. Steve Whalen, MrJokes.com. At Real Mr. Jokes on Twitter. Steve Whalen, Mr. Jokes on Instagram. StevewHalenMrJokes.com. What else? Thank you very much for liking, sharing, and commenting. Oh, it's getting spooky in here. Now we have to be careful opening up. We might see a dog. My brother's dog is here. Good dog. He's a good boy. Let's see. He knows how to smell food. He might be relaxing there. Oh boy, let's take a look at this, huh? Who's ready for some CTS, whatever. Here it is. Oh yeah. Whew, look at that, huh? That looks delicious. Now where's the dog? Good boy. He's a good boy. Hey, doggy. All right, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.